Yo, what's up, guys? Thanks for coming in early. What's up, Crypto? What's up, Geeky? AR Perez, Fecker, Gear. What's up, Bete? Get robbed, my brother. How you doing? Avanish, what's up? What's up, Isaac? What's up, Hypertension? Yeah, yeah, I know, Crypto. I know you, Europeans like the earlier streams. Maybe I should, do earlier one day for you guys. Yeah, bearded. Early today. I got a dinner later I gotta go to, so I'm knocking the stream out before I go. Yeah, Perez, I see that too, man. I mean, we'll get into it in a second. Oh, the timer's not even on the screen. Well, we'll get into it in a minute, but yeah, I mean, we got really bearish EMA posturing, and the problem is like alts are not really moving. Hey, drive safe, bearded. What's up, Andy? How you doing, brother? Hey, that makes sense, bro. Glad you can catch this one. Hey, Gear, if you need to talk about any of that, just hit me up on Discord, bro. We can talk. Okay, cool. Let's get started. What up, Niece? How you doing, brother? Alright, so not much has changed on the 4 hour, right? So we got our change of character here, or yeah, change of character here, and then we got our break of structure, 4 hour downtrend. We were talking yesterday about the 6 hours. So the 6 hour broke bearish with this candle here. Broke below the range deviation as well. Not looking too great on the 6 hour. We were talking about coming back up to test this downtrending resistance that what was uptrending support. This resistance here. We're still waiting on that test. We got a test of the golden pocket here earlier today, and we got a little bit of a reaction off that. There wasn't any tradable structure up here. There was like this internal break, but I mean, it's not even really a 5-minute break there. Just consolidating down, coming back to test the demand from the morning, and now we're pushing out. We had like this nice breakout retest, but we haven't had any real structure plays here. I'm still looking for the rejection up here. A couple interesting things to point out. So on the 20-minute, we talk about this a lot. So like if you look back to, and let me get some of this TA out of here. This is in the way. Oh, we can put that golden pocket back. Okay, so I talk about a lot on the stream the EMA strategy with the 50 and the 200 on the 20 minute, and it works really good for shorts, right? So we rejected off the 20 minute 200 EMA on Monday to come down, put in a new low. We just came up and tested it again with the golden pocket confluence on earlier today. Got a rejection off of that, pretty much back to the 50. Came up to it, tested again, rejected it off. Bulls are going to need this to be flipped so we can get some positive posturing on these EMAs, maybe get like a cross here. But for right now, we're finding resistance at the 200. We wicked off the golden pocket. I would like to see a little bit higher. Just so this morning I put out an update and I was talking about how we had, so the 10 minute broke bullish here on the trade the other day. I was looking at this down here as a 5-minute break. I didn't really check the 10-minute here, but we also had a 10-minute break down here, which explains why this trade worked out a little bit better than I expected. I expected us to get a sweep of the low. We did get a sweep of the low on some other coins like Ethereum, right? We did get a sweep there. And Ethereum is just consolidating sideways. With this SFP, you could say this is like a Wyckoff accumulation, but we need to see like an SOS, kind of what Bitcoin's doing. Otherwise, this just looks like, what was it, the 2 hour? Just looks like an SFP on the 2 hour. Come back down, attack the low again. We are kind of trying to break out of this downtrending resistance that we did break bearishly on this morning. Right, if you just connect these highs here, we rejected off that the market open this morning, 7:30. And then we came down, and now we're trying to push back out of it. A lot of consolidation sideways. So I think it's waiting to see kind of what's going to happen with Bitcoin here. And then if we do get the 2 hour break of structure on ETH, that's something that would definitely interest me as well. But yeah, I'm looking for us to come up and put in like a bear break up here on like near the trend line here. We're kind of making our way up there right now, holding this kind of uptrending support after the breakout. Now, interestingly, so we had the 5-minute, 10-minute breakdown here, golden pocket retest, initiate out. You could kind of say this is like a little bit of a Wyckoff accumulation here, right? Break a structure after the second hit, retest the order block. But I'm not fully convinced just because our higher time frames are so bearish. On our 15-minute, we don't even have a high until we come back up to 89.9 basically. That would be your 15-minute break. And right now, this is just the golden pocket of the 15-minute. Although I want higher, I would still be interested in like an SFP of this high and then a break of this low that like corresponded, you know, with a break of momentum and a break of the low. I'd be interested in that to come back down to these lows here. If you want to get bullish for me, you need to break these higher time frames back bullish. Especially, I don't want to be overly bullish with a break of this uptrending momentum here. If you want to kind of front run the break of higher term structure, if we do reclaim this uptrend line, you can look to attack this and maybe get long. But right now, to me, it's just a little risky on the long side. But patience. Just been waiting for structure on the 5 minutes of short. I'd be okay with 10-minute structure as well. The reason that I didn't like the rejection here is because, like, if we look at our range here, right, whenever we got this break of structure, we had just barely tapped up into premium. I would prefer to get short since we do have this uptrend line to reject from. I prefer to get short like further up into premium. It's kind of like closer to your 786 area. Let's see. Yeah, closer to your 786 area up here. I think that makes sense. Could we reject from here? Yes. The only problem is your break of structure is all the way down at 86, basically 86,000. And as I put in the update earlier, if we do break below this trend line and break 86,000, I would expect us to come attack the lows. Actually, I don't think I sent that update, but yeah, that's what I'm kind of looking at right now. As long as 86 holds, I think we can continue pushing up to test this resistance, and we'll have to see what Bitcoin does when it gets up there. What do some of our indicators look like here? Nice. So we went into the reversal zone on the 4 hour. We got a 4 hour buy. We're pushing up from that. That doesn't look too bad. Within the range. Yeah. If we can get this trend ribbon to turn blue, it would look a lot better for a buy. But we'll have to wait and see on that. And this music is really loud in my ear. So 20-minute, you could argue there's a 20-minute high here. It's a little in the weeds since this candle barely closed above that one and didn't push past the wick here. Especially since the 15-minute doesn't have a high here. You could argue that we had a 20-minute break of structure and now a change of character, but it doesn't really excite me with these resistances so close above us because the risk to reward now is not that great unless you're just jumping in off of like a simple, trend line test jump in with a tight stop loss. That would make sense to me until we lose this momentum here. I think we would continue pushing the highs. But yeah, that's what I kind of see locally. Just waiting for some structure up here. It's kind of a slow grind up throughout the day. Not too bad. I know some of you guys got long off the break of structure here. I think Brewberry posted a trade about it. In which case you're chilling, right? You can have your stop here. Once we take this high, you can move your stop here. Just kind of ride the uptrend as long as it'll let you. Let me check in with chat here. What's up, Cubanadian? How you doing, brother? Bro, I hit you up about Market Cipher B like you told me. Waiting for a response. What about Market Cipher, man? Of course, Gear. Of course, man. No problem. We have a few bear divs on the 15. Yeah, probably with the these fast and slow moves. But I'm just waiting for some structure to get into a short. It might happen while I'm out or like asleep, but just to understand what we're looking for. I posted it in Discord. You're just looking to come test this and get some sort of sign that it's exhausted. Could come as high as 886. If you break 15-minute structure here, then there's a little more argument, retest the trend line and go. Till then, I'm definitely leaning for further downside, but we'll have to wait and see. What's up, Darren Does? Thanks. How you doing, brother? What's up, Mikey? All right, awesome, guys. Well, do you guys have any other questions about Bitcoin? All right, cool, guys. Well, if you guys have any altcoins you want me to look at, I'll look at those for you. The TA is pretty straightforward because we went over most of these possibilities yesterday, so. What's up, Ken Morales? How you doing, brother? Hey, I appreciate all you guys being here early. That's what's up. Yeah, hypertension, I'm not sure what you're talking about or what your Discord name is, but if you let me know, I'll look into it. Okay, Zcash. Okay, so we were talking about on Zcash how on the 30-minute, so we had this SFP, and we were talking about how on the 30-minute we needed to see a break of structure after that SFP. We never got the break of structure. This is why you don't long the SFP, right? You long the break of structure because what happens after that, you come and sweep the low. All right, does that make sense? So now we're trying to come up again. We have 30-minute structure in the same place, right? It's pretty much the same, right? It's a little bit lower, so we can move this a little bit. So this would be a 30-minute break of structure here. If we can get above that, if altcoins can catch a bid, we get to look to come back down to this trend line and then go. I like that on Zcash. Look on the 15 here. Do we have any sort of breaks down there? Was it just a 5-minute break down there too? Yeah, it was a 5-minute break down there too. Yeah, so we come down, we get a 5-minute break. I still like Zcash down here at like 353, so if Bitcoin's going to dump a little bit more, make sure you have your alerts set down here like 350, 325 to 350 zone. I like that a lot for ZEC. 4 hour. Did we SFP it again? Okay, so we did actually break that 4 hour level now, so we could look for a retrace up to the golden pocket. Let's see. Yeah, I still like down here like 350 if we're gonna get it. Looks like we got that golden pocket here. Yeah, so we got a golden pocket retest, which is nice. Now you're just looking for the break of structure out of the golden pocket. If we do break like 416, you can look to get long on a retest of the trend line, stop below the low, try to take it up to 470, and then hopefully back to some of these highs. This does look a little more hopeful than some other charts, except for the bearish break here. Yeah, you'd have to be very careful at this previous supply and the golden pocket, kind of right in this zone, right in the 440 zone. So if you enter like 400, stop below like 425, you're looking to take some profit first at 350, because we could get rejected there with the new 4 hour downtrend. We'll have to wait and see. Are we breaking out of momentum yet? Trying to break out of some momentum here. It looks okay, but yeah, I would wait for the 30-minute break. Some nice maybe inverse head and shoulder vibes here. That's what I see on ZEC. All right, let me quickly show ETH here, because I think ETH is starting to look a little juicy here. Let me look at indicators here on ETH. So we kind of came close to, or we did retest this uptrend line perfectly. So ETH doesn't look as bad as Bitcoin because it hasn't broke the uptrend yet. In the reversal band, getting a buy signal here, or just printed one on the 4 hour. So that's pretty cool. It's a little confluence that we're overextended to the downside. So what I'm watching is the 2 hour. So if we do break this high here, which we SFP'd it so far, but if we can actually durably break the structure here, that gives us a SFP break of structure on the 2 hour, which is a pretty convincing time frame, although we did get kind of the fake out here on the 4 hour, but that was just a bearish retest of this uptrend line here. So if we do break that, you can either look to, I would say like on the break, you can get like half a position size and then try to get in on a retrace if we are going to get that, because it may just break here and then come right to like golden pocket, 2 hour 200 EMA. We did just get a bearish cross on the EMAs, starting to roll over a little bit, so just be careful. If we SFP this again and Bitcoin looks like it's ready to roll over, we're likely going to come break this, and then we got a lot of downside to recover back to 2620. As long as this trend line holds though, I am interested in that 2 hour break of structure, because then you also have, you can put your stop loss behind like a uptrending momentum as well as structure. So ETH, in my opinion, is what I'm kind of watching like a hawk right now, to get in on this break, half position size and half on a pullback. What's up, F-Bomb? How you doing, brother? All right, let's quickly look at Sol here. How's Sol doing? So Sol came to the area we were talking about down here at 125. We talked about that yesterday. Reclaimed kind of this 126 key support here. Multiple bounces off this key level. I mean, I'll show these supports again if you don't have them. Make sure you put them on your chart. These levels, it's all the orange levels here. Just take a screenshot. These levels work really well for Sol. So we've bounced off that 126 level multiple times. The problem is our structure high is up here, so I still like to sweep these lows if we can. I mean, even just a simple trend line here, you've been getting paid, right? So I like that confluence with the trend line and the support level there. Hold on. Where's our golden pocket here? Sorry, golden pocket's sitting kind of right at this 30-minute 200 EMA. Did we already? Yeah, so we rejected from the 20-minute 200. which has been serving as support since they crossed here. Hold on 1 second, guys. Luna. Yeah, Mark Dutch, a little early here. Yeah, bearded, because it's like I don't want to miss that trade on ETH if Bitcoin's gonna go, because you don't get like beautiful JPEGs on the 2 hour that often. It kind of reminds me of the vibes on Bitcoin. Like if we go back, it kind of reminds me of this, right? So this is the JPEG that we had on Bitcoin here, golden pocket retest, right? So you would be like entering half a position size here, half down here, average is like here, and then riding it up to the highs. Kind of the same idea if I'd been at the charts in the weekly open. But that's kind of the vibes that ETH is giving to me. If we look at ETH to Bitcoin breaking down, did we break? All right, so we did break some 4 hour structure, retrace SFP the 1 hour, and then come back and put in a new low, break this downtrend. Yeah, guys, I'll be honest. I mean, I hope Bitcoin pumps here, but looking at kind of some other charts in the market, this it looks a little bearish to me. Looks a little bearish, but we'll have to wait and see. Sol versus Bitcoin, we're still waiting for. So this is what I was kind of talking about with you guys. When was this? Back Thursday of last week, right? I was talking about if you want to be bullish on Sol, why not wait to see if we can break out, retest, and then go of this downtrend? Because otherwise we're just going to continue making our way towards the weak highs here. And what have we done? We've rejected from this trend line every time we've come up and tested it, and we're just continuing to fall lower. And yeah, we still have liquidity below us here and liquidity underneath these lows. So if it does roll over, it's getting quite pinched right now between this support level at the golden pocket and this downtrending resistance. You really don't want to see this roll over, because Sol, I mean, that puts Sol back like, you know, 110 bucks, 100 bucks. So you really don't want to see that. So make sure you have an alert on this. I already have one, but make sure you have an alert set on here so you can see whenever Sol breaks out against Bitcoin. It's kind of going to look similar to like when ETH broke out here, right? Breaks out of the trend line, and ETH got a pretty big run out of that, right? Pretty big run out of that. So that would have been like from 3,000 up to 34. So like a 15% move, which is nice. Really nice. The dog barked bullish. Yeah, it's like a Jerome Powell cough, right? Inverse. All right, guys. Well, ETH, Sol, Bitcoin. That's kind of all that I wanted to show here. You guys have anything? Or we looked at ZEC. Do you guys have anything else you want me to look at? I agree, Avanish. Yeah, I think once we can get like a clear bearish break, I think it's going to drop hard. Form? What is form? I don't think I've ever charted this coin. Yeah, this thing got fucking hella rugged. Above the 200 on the 4 hour. You get... Yeah, I mean, this thing is kind of done something like this before, right? You break 4 hour structure, you get a big pump, and then you just lose it again, and then you dump off some more. What I can tell you, yeah, you really don't want to see... Let's look at our daily here. Yeah, it's still internal to this week low from the October 10th dip. You're getting a little bit of a like breakout of a trend line here. I mean, I don't know if you're in a trade on this already, but if you are, you really just want to see 29 hold for now, And then if we put in another low, you come back to the 50 and then put a high, then you can move your stop there. But yeah, this coin looks like shit, man. I mean, all it's done since it had its run up to $4 is just dump off. Yeah, I mean, if you believe in the project, I'd say as long as like 30 cents holds, you're fine. But if you just look at this for the chart, it looks like shit, dude. Yeah. We kind of already had our 200 to 50 EMA reaction, which the fact that it was able to push back through that looks a little bit good to me. But yeah. You're trying to push out of the value rate. You're just really overextended right now. Like, yes, this could continue to push up. You're getting some overextended diamonds here, but yeah, not much I can do for you on this project. I would just look for 30 cents to hold if you're in on spot. Yeah, Mark Dutch, that's exactly right, bro. Exactly right. Was waiting for that since you hadn't charted it before. Yeah, man, you like that catchphrase, I know. What's up, all set? All right, cool, guys. Well, I think that's all you guys wanted to look at. As always, I'll end with this, right? So yesterday, we talked about how Beefy was best. It was a small Beefy. It was a bullshit Beefy, right? But Beefy was bested by the Bears. And now we are back to guilty until proven innocent, right? It was a little bit of hope in the range here. We had some hopium that we were going to come break 94. All we could do was SFP it multiple times, roll over, take the low. If we can reclaim the range, then we can talk about getting long on a break to break out and go higher. But until then, we should be expecting to come to this low, right? You should be taking shorts in anticipation of rejection lower. And all we've really done, right? That's when in doubt, zoom out. All we've really done is break the range and come back and retest the lows of the range. A good start would be breaking some 15-minute structure bullish up here like 89.9. You do that, then you can look for this trend line to hold and go higher. Till then, we should look to come to the lows. Awesome, guys. Well, thanks for coming into the early stream, guys. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you like the video, ring the bell, subscribe, join the free Discord in the description. And as always, my name is Wave Cipher. Much love. Trade safe. Wave Cipher out. I'll see you guys tomorrow.